clock hit 3 a.m. and my eyes felt like they were full of sand. I was buried under a mountain of science notes, trying to cram an entire month's worth of formulas into my head before the sun came up. I thought I was being a hero, but by the time I sat down for the test, I was a total zombie. At one point, I actually drifted off and jerked awake so hard, I almost knocked my desk over. As I got back up, the whole class stared while I tried to act like nothing happened. My brain was completely blank. Even after sacrificing my entire night, all I got was a measly C. Looking back, I realized I had all the facts in my head, but I had nothing in my head because I forgot the most important part of the experiment: sleep. Sleep isn't just rest. It actively helps your brain store memories, consolidate what you learn, and prepare you to learn even more the next day. First, we'll look at how your brain uses sleep to hire a cleaning crew to power wash your thoughts and drain the day's mental garbage. Next, we'll look at overnight file transfer, where your brain moves your notes from the messy short-term inbox into the long-term archives. And finally, we'll look at the sleepy bear paradox, why getting too much sleep makes you a zombie, while getting too little makes you a different kind of zombie. To begin, sleep clears waste, which allows your brain to keep functioning correctly. It does this with something called the CSF flushing system. This occurs during deep sleep when cerebrospinal fluid enters your brain tissues to scrub them clean. This fluid collects information and chemical junk that your brain collects throughout the day, and then it drains it out through your body while you rest. This leads to your brain maintaining its health, and it keeps your memory fresh and ready for the next morning. If you don't sleep, then this flushing has to happen while you are still awake. When this happens during the day, you zone out, which makes you look like you are daydreaming. Basically, you waste your cognitive abilities, like a clogged toilet. Nothing useful is moving, and the pressure is eventually going to make a mess of everything. It is a gross but true way to think about a clogged brain. This is shown in a recent, even though this might help your brain's chemical balance a little bit, it can lead to slower reaction times, and your breathing can slow down extremely, mimicking what it would feel like if you were actually cleansing while sleeping. This is shown in a recent study by MIT in 2025. In this study, they tested 26 subjects, once with good sleep and once with no sleep at all. The results showed that the students, when they got more sleep, not only had faster reaction times, but also had better focus. Another reason why sleep can be good for you is to strengthen skill building and studying. This occurs during a type of sleep called slow wave sleep. During this kind of sleep, your brain performs something sort of like a file transfer between two computers. New information that you learn during the day is stored in your hippocampus, or your short-term inbox, which is a small area that fills up quickly. While you rest, the important information is stored into your neocortex, or your long-term inbox, which is like a giant hard drive that never runs out of space. This starts leading to more productivity the next day, along with a brain that isn't cluttered with random thoughts. Without this file transfer while you sleep, your hippocampus or your short-term inbox stays completely full, making it harder to remember information you learned the next day because there is no room left to store that information. Slow wave sleep stores files, while REM, or rapid eye movement sleep, uses these files to make connections. When you dream, your brain is actually making connections from the new information you learned that day with your old memories to not only solve problems, but to spark brand new ideas. All of these factors make sleep especially great for skill building and learning new things. It's actually proven that if you sleep right after learning a new skill or studying new information, your brain actually processes it better than it would if you just stayed up all day. Finally, getting the wrong amount of sleep can totally ruin how you perform and how much you get done. Whether you sleep too little or too much, it affects your brain. If you don't sleep enough, then your brain cannot think straight or remember what you studied. This makes it hard to focus at school or work. However, research from UT Health San Antonio shows that sleeping too much can also be a problem. It can make your brain feel foggy or slow. This is a big deal for everyone around the world. Scientists have found that when people are too tired to work, they make mistakes that cost countries billions of dollars. Because of this, famous companies like Google and Samsung have now implemented high-tech nap pods for their employees to rest and recharge. Even Ben & Jerry's and Zappos have quiet rooms for napping so their workers can stay focused and happy. This growing awareness of sleep's necessity is backed by sobering data. According to the Central for Disease Control and Prevention, more than 70 to 84 U.S. adults do not get enough sleep, contributing to a public sleep epidemic. In France, this knowledge has led to an official campaign encouraging 15 to 20-minute post-lunch power naps to boost memory and productivity. A study by the French, along with Paris Descartes University, agrees with this, saying that it can reduce stress and reduce drowsiness. Furthermore, this napping culture isn't unique to France. Countries like Spain, Italy, China, and Greece have long traditions of afternoon breaks to rejuvenate. This research demonstrates that even a 30-minute nap can reduce stress and increase productivity, making it crucial for efficiency. Studies have shown that this can even lead to burnout, which is linked to higher high school dropout rates. All of this shows that sleep is a tool for success. Once you understand how sleep works, it can change the way you study and work for the better. In summary, while we often take rest as an optional luxury, it is actually the high-tech maintenance program our body needs to run. We have seen that without a nightly power wash and to prevent a mental clogged toilet, and an overnight file transfer to move your notes into the long-term storage, you're essentially trying to run a supercomputer on a dying battery. My 70% science grade is a hard-learned lesson that cramming is just a one-way ticket to the sleepy bear paradox, leaving you more zombie than scholar. Now, the next time you think of ever trying to pull an all-nighter, remember that a well-rested brain is a sharp tool, while a sleep-deprived one is just a leaky faucet. Don't be a zombie. Please go get some sleep.